I'm so excited you're here. I am Mrs. Postier. I'm one of the kindergarten teachers, and I want to welcome you to my classroom. Let's take a look around for just a second. It might look a little bit different next year because I change things a little bit every year. This usually stays the same. This is where we spend a large part of our day. So make sure you dress the right way. Make sure if you're like Mrs. Turley will tell you, if you're wearing skirts, wear shorts underneath, or make sure your pants fit all the way. Another important area in our classroom is this area. This is what we call the reading place. Anytime we do sight word work or read books, we will meet in this area. You can see back here, we also have an awesome writing table, and this box is so cool. This is one of my kids' favorite places. It's a reading box, and everyone gets to take turns and have a special turn to be in the reading box. I want to talk to you about a couple of things for next year, so you're ready for next year. One of the first things I want to talk to you about is backpacks. Okay, so when you go to the store to get your backpack, when it's time to come back to school, you are going to see some big backpacks that are almost as big as you, and some that are itty bitty backpacks. Believe it or not, Mom and Dad, we really want you to buy the normal size backpacks. They'll be pretty close to the same size as your kindergarten student. Don't worry, they'll grow into it. But what we find is that those backpacks are easier for them to put their work into or anything they've got going on in kindergarten. So please make sure you get a normal backpack. Another thing I want to talk about is your schedule and learning to get on a schedule so that when you start kindergarten, you're all ready. So one thing to think about is, do you get enough sleep at night? Mom and Dad's a good sleep pattern to get into is for your 5-year-olds and younger, 6-year-olds and younger, to go to bed between 8 and 8:30. They are young enough that they need 10 to 12 hours of sleep at night. So if you get into a pattern of sending them to bed between 8 and 8:30, that should give them enough time to sleep. Another thing that's really important before you come to school is to make sure you eat breakfast. So if you've gotten a good night's sleep and you've eaten a very good breakfast, by the time you get to school, your brain is so excited and working well and ready to learn. So sleep and breakfast are two important things. Another thing that's important is to dress really well. You will see when you start kindergarten that we go out every day. We go out if it's hot. We go out. We've even been outside a couple of times when it's been raining a little bit. We go out if it's snowing and cold. So you want to make sure you have the right clothes. If it's going to be a cold, snowy, wet day, make sure you bring your gloves and your boots and your hat and a coat so you're dressed appropriately. Okay? The last thing I want to talk to you about is more for Mom and Dad. We need you, Mom and Dad, to contact the office as soon as you can. We have a beginning of year assessment test that we need to do. It's called the KEEP test. We will be doing that probably about the first week of August. So we need you to make an appointment through the office. So if you just call the office at 801-476-5200, one of our office ladies, Tanya or Cami, will help you set up an appointment, and we'll make sure to remind you later on in July of what your appointment time is. But we need to make sure that those are pre-scheduled so we have a chance to assess everyone. Okay, we're so excited that you're coming, guys. I'm so excited to see who ends up coming to kindergarten next year. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Hi everyone, and welcome to our new kindergartners that will be starting this fall. I am Mrs. Turley, and I'm one of the kindergarten teachers here at Valley View. Come on in. This is our classroom. I just wanted to point out this is our rug that we meet in the morning for morning meetings. So you come into our classroom. This is where we get to meet. Come on in. this is our classroom. This rug right here, we call this our turtle rug. And we do lots and lots of learning on this rug right here, whole group. So at the end of our classroom is our intervention table, and you'll be able to learn a lot more about that when school starts. So come on in. I'm going to talk for just a few minutes to the parents. Mrs. Postier hit on a couple things that we need from the parents this summer. So a few things. Parents a lot of times ask, what can I do to get my child ready for kindergarten? Some of our kindergartners are coming to kindergarten having a couple years of preschool already, which is fabulous. And some of them are coming not ever having been in a school setting. So a few tips this summer for you parents. The main thing we hit in kindergarten is letters and sounds. So if your child does not know all of their kindergarten letters and sounds, that's definitely something you can practice with them this summer. Put the alphabet throughout your house, or maybe put 2 or 3 on the fridge at a time and kind of practice not only the name of the letter, but the sound it makes also. When they start kindergarten, they will have what's called a Dibbles test. And on that Dibbles test, they will ask the child, what's the beginning sound in a word? So say you're driving to the store, you're in your car, just throw out a word. Dog. What's the beginning sound you hear in dog? The beginning sound is duh. So those are just simple things that parents can do to practice with them this summer. Also, number recognition. They should, by the end of kindergarten, know numbers 0 through 20. So you can practice that, as well as by the end of kinder, we count from 1 all the way to 100. So we march around our classroom every single morning counting from 1 to 100. That's also something you can help. Let me hit just a few more things on clothing. Mrs. Postier talked a little bit about that. We do a lot of learning at the rug and on our pockets sitting crisscross applesauce. So we ask that our little girls, if they wear skirts or dresses, anything like that, to please wear leggings under that. And also when you're dressing your child, be sure to dress them modestly enough that maybe their back porch is covered so that everybody's comfortable, everybody's modest. That's definitely something that you can help. Please label your backpacks and your coats. Those are 2 things that definitely kind of get mixed up when you have a lot of little ones around. So put their names on their coats, put their names on their backpacks. Couple more things. If you will practice these 2 things this summer, give your child a glue stick. It's amazing how they don't really kind of know the proper way to use a glue stick. So let them practice. Teach them how to roll up the glue, use the glue. When they're finished with the glue, this is the one thing they forget, is to roll it back down before they put the lid on. You'll be surprised how many glue sticks we go through because they just don't quite know how to do that. Also, giving your child a pair of scissors. I know that's a daunting task and it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but if you will let them practice this summer, you'll be amazed how much that will help them get ahead in kindergarten. Show them how to put their fingers in the correct way. Open, close like that. Give them papers to cut. Let them practice. We are so excited to have you at Valley View. If you'll remember that we will be doing their KEEP testing the first week of August. Parents, if you will call the office at any time, they have the schedule there. They will tell you the exact days and times that you can sign up. It's only about a 20-30 minute test, but that will happen the first week of August. We'll be with your child just for a few minutes to give them some assessments, see where they're at. We're excited to see you. Have a great summer. Bye, everyone.
Hi, I am Miss Yamashita, and I'm the speech therapist here at Valley View. What I wanted to give you guys today for your kindergartners that are coming in is an idea of what I expect of them and what the teachers here expect of kindergartners coming in. If they're not meeting some of these milestones that I'm talking about, that's when I think they might need some specialized instructions, or come talk to me and we'll see if there's any way I can help. What we expect is that the kindergartners should have most of their sounds by the time they come in, with the exception of maybe L, R, and TH. Those are considered developmental and they'll come a little bit later. One of the best things you can do, let's say your child's struggling with an S and they're doing a th instead of a s. One thing that I would like you to do, if you notice that, I want you to maybe tell them to keep their tongue in. Oh, remember to smile and elongate that sound they're having a hard time with. So maybe like sock, just say it like sock, so they can hear that sound that they're working on and see if they can imitate you. That's something I'm going to be looking for, to see if they can follow directions that way. Speaking of following directions, that's something that we look for also, if they can follow simple directions, because in the classroom they're going to be asked to stand up, push your chair in, go put this in your cubby, and then go line up. They're going to be asked some multi-step things. So maybe you guys at home could work on, hey, I need you to go get your shoes. Go get your shoes, put them on, and come meet me by the car. If they start doing things like that, that could help them with being able to organize their thoughts and be able to follow directions that are multi-step. Another thing I'm looking for in 5-year-olds they should be speaking in about 5 to 6 word sentences that are grammatically correct. You shouldn't have to be translating for your child or interpreting for other people. You shouldn't have to tell other people what your child is trying to communicate. They should be easily understood by others. So if that's something that maybe they're having a hard time with, that's something that I would be able to help with. If your child has ever received preschool speech, maybe one of the speech groups where you took them and you guys worked on sounds, they might have an IEP already. That's something that I would need to know. Let the secretaries in the office know, and I can get all the paperwork so that way their services can continue here at the elementary school. I also would like to ask you guys, we're looking for kids that can answer WH questions. So who, what, where, when. So maybe if a fire truck goes by, you could talk about, hey, what was that? Oh, you're right, it was a fire truck. I wonder where it's going. Where do you think it's going? Okay, what do you think is going to happen when they get there? What do they do? Who's in that fire truck? So instead of, it doesn't have to be just questions, but just try and expose them to more language. The more language they have, the better their vocabulary will be, and it'll help them with their getting ready to read, reading readiness. One of the other things we could do with the correct grammar would be, one of the things I see the most here is that they're messing up pronouns. So for example, boys and girls are all called he. So that's something you could work on this summer too. If you're noticing that with your child, you could focus on that in books, or you could say like, hey, Aunt Kim's coming over tonight. She can play a game with you, or she can read you a book. Just kind of, I don't want you to correct them all the time. It's not you saying, oh, that's wrong. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, that's wrong. The more times you do that, the more times they won't want to work with you. So just if you model that and be a good speech model and a grammar model, they do really well with that. But yeah, if you have any questions with any of the things that we were talking about, any of these milestones, let us know. I am here at the school. You can get a hold of me anytime. I also work up at the junior high. And my one last thing, probably the best thing you can do is read with your child. There's a difference between having an app on a phone read to your child versus having them sit on your lap and read to them. They can hear the changes in your voice. They can follow along. They can see how you're reading and look at the pictures. It's more than just reading. So I have attached to the email that's being sent home, I have attached a handout that you can look at that has some of the speech sounds when they're supposed to develop them by, and some different ideas of how you can help your child work on those. But I'm excited to hear from you and work with your kids next year. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Patricia Lords. I'm the school nurse at Valley View Elementary, and I just want to go over a few things for your kindergartners that are related to health. So first off, you need to make sure that you get your immunizations in before the first day of school. It needs to be a complete record. It's the state law that we have to have a complete record before they enter school. So please get that into the secretaries. If you have any questions, you can let me know. Also, if your kids have any health concerns like asthma, allergies, seizures, or anything that you need help with, you need a health care plan or you need medications at school, please let the secretaries know so they can get a hold of me. I need to know before school starts so we can get a health care plan for you if you need a health care plan or anything at school. Also, there's some times when you don't want to send your kids to school that I want you to be aware of if you haven't had kids in school yet. These are just a few tips. So you don't want them to come to school with a temperature over 100. Make sure they stay home. No COVID, flu, cold symptoms. They need to stay home if they have anything like that. If they have an undiagnosed rash, you want them to stay at home. If they have a consistent cough, they need to stay at home. If they have vomiting or diarrhea, please keep them at home till that's cleared up. And if they just don't feel well, they need to stay at home. It's hard to learn in school when they don't feel good and they need to recover. Also, make sure your kids eat a healthy breakfast and make sure they dress appropriately for the weather. I'm only here on Thursdays. I have for school, so if you need me, just let the secretaries know and I can get back with you. Thanks so much.
Hello, parents and incoming kindergartners. My name is Phil Nestoriak, and I am the principal at Valley View Elementary School. I'm excited to welcome all of our new kindergartners. We value the partnerships we have with parents and know those partnerships have significant impact on the learning and progress of our students. I would like to emphasize the importance of daily attendance. In kindergarten, we see some of the biggest differences in ability. We have students who start kindergarten with no preschool experience, who don't know any letter names, letter sounds, and cannot identify any numbers. We also have students enter kindergarten already able to read and write. In kindergarten, we work very hard at differentiating and personalizing our instruction and helping each student with exactly what he or she needs. We provide small group instruction Students are grouped according to the skills they are in need of. Our reading specialist and reading aides assist our kindergarten teachers in supporting our students in this daily intervention and enrichment time. It is exciting to see the significant growth students are able to make as they come to school on time each day. Attendance is extremely important for student success and an important predictor of academic outcomes. When a student is not in class, they lose the opportunity to participate in important instruction and miss out on acquiring essential skills in their grade. As you discuss the importance of daily attendance with your child, it will become important to them as well. We would love and appreciate any parent that can come volunteer and support our kindergarten teachers in the classroom throughout the school year. Our teachers will be reaching out and looking for parents to help on a regular basis. The office is open each day to drop off or pick up registration packets and kindergarten readiness materials. We do require immunization records, your child's birth certificate, a copy of your driver's license, and 2 proofs of residency, along with registration paperwork turned in before your child can start kindergarten. We will also help you set up a MyWeber account, which will give you access to all your child's educational information online. We are so excited and look forward to meeting our new kindergartners. Please reach out if you have any questions. Thank you.